do what you feel like you got to do, but just be ready to come with what happens when you cross that line.
Yeah.
Because he probably not going to stop liking dick.
Oh, yeah.
He probably not going to stop liking booty. So if you're ever visiting Chicago and your phone tells you to go on Lower Wacker, do not.
Don't.
You can go to wherever you need to go, stand up on Upper Wacker. Now I got stood up. But didn't because I was still outside.
Period.
Anytime I'm in the act, I'm thinking like, okay, do he like it? Like what can I do to like really make this nigga go out of his mind?
In my head.
I don't be in my head, but I just be like, okay, he like this. What can I do to make this nigga really lose his mind? Like I'm really trying to steal your soul.
If you watch the live, she told me to toot and arch, and I tooted and arched.
You tooted and arched?
I tooted and arched, and he was still on his side, and then I somehow ended up on my back with my leg like this. Mm-hmm. And it still worked, because I was tooting and arching.
Mm-hmm. Toot and arch. I'm telling you, toot and arch. Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm happy for you.
Woo! By the time y'all seeing this, today is Sunday, but by the time you guys are seeing this,
be Monday or Tuesday-ish. Depending on how the week going. Welcome back to Unserious, the podcast with Slay
and Shay.
You guys are joining us on episode, what is this, 4 or 5?
Anywho,
it's been a day
you
already.
Can hear me now, right?
Hopefully. Yeah. If not, hey, it is what it is.
It is what
it's just
it
that
is.
kind of week. Rough start to the week. Technical issues as always, but we're going to get it. As promised, we're going to get it together.
Shout out to our producer.
Shout out to our producer for at least trying to assist us, but yeah.
So, how are you?
Tired. It's like every little thing drains me.
I feel
like that little hour that we just spent fucking around with the mics.
I feel that.
Drained me.
I feel that.
This week actually wasn't so bad though overall. It was a pretty good week, pretty productive. I got a ton of shit going on. You know, I got my class reunion that I'm doing. I got the trips that we getting together, going to Ghana next month, and like everything's falling into place. So
I'm proud of that. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. How about you?
Life is good. Life is taking a couple different turns. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy. I'm learning.
That's important.
I'm learning that I need to put on my big girl panties. This is my birthday month.
Hey, happy November.
And I'm thinking that I'm going to, because you called it my Jesus year. Mm-hmm. And then I went and researched it because I did not know anything of what that meant. Mm-hmm. So I went and looked it up. And since I'm in the process of a rebirth, I cut my hair, things are happening. I'm going to hone in on that. I'm going to take a small little weekend trip the weekend of my birthday. Mm-hmm. And then I'm buckling in and I'm giving myself the last month of the last quarter and that first quarter. So 4 months, 4 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. I'm going to add the second quarter too. But I'm giving myself that to
lock
in and turn things around for the better.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
So drink of the day, first and foremost, is my favorite white. It's Brico Rayella Moscato d'Asti. We actually weren't supposed to be drinking today, but the technical issues stressed me out. So I'm like,
I think we need wine.
Definitely. But this month with, speaking of trying to, do things differently, I am cleansing, detoxing. I won't say I'm not going to drink because I feel like every time I say I'm not going to drink, I end up drinking. And I know that it's the holidays. I'm planning a Friendsgiving, so I know I'm going to be lit.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, and your birthday. So I'm definitely, I'm probably just going to stick to wine. Probably just going to be a wine girly for a few months.
I think too, I don't even think it's all about moderation and what you're drinking. Because you can have a cocktail. Mm-hmm. Like, do we need to be buying bottles and popping them bitches back? Mm-hmm. Probably not.
Right.
But we can have a cocktail or two.
But it's just like, it's not even that there's an issue or anything like that. It's just my body doesn't respond to alcohol anymore. So I feel like when you get to that point, I get sick or I get sleepy. That's it. When you get to that point, that means it's time to stop. So
yeah,
that's where I am with it now, as far as hard liquor.
That makes sense because last night, me and Boothang, Mr. Trini Man, we went to La Vaca in Pilsen and we got tacos and we had margaritas. But while we were waiting at the bar, he got us both a Long Island. And between it hit me first because like I drove home fine. He was like, "You sure you don't need me to drive?" And I'm like, "No, I think I got it. You relax." And then when I laid down in the bed, he was like, "You okay?" I was like, "The bed is moving." And then this morning, he was just like, "I feel so sluggish." He's like, "The liquor just makes me feel."
Yeah, I don't know if they putting something different in this liquor now, or if it's just our age catching up to us, or what. But I definitely feel a difference.
Yeah.
But we've been having a good time off the wine. We have. If y'all haven't tuned into our Fuckery Fridays, Fuckery with Friends on IG at Unserious_the pod, we have been having a time. This was our second one that we did.
Yeah.
The first one, we had a friend of mine and your cousin joined us.
Yep.
The second one, this past Friday, we had her son's father, our producer, and a friend of mine that joined us, and we had a time. So if you haven't tuned in for the live, you can go ahead and watch the videos back. They are on the page, and join us every Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard for Fuckery with Friends.
Tongue twister.
Right? Fuckery Friends. Try Fuckery Fridays with Friends. Fuckery Fridays with Friends. Fuckery Fridays with Friends. Oh, I ate that.
You did. And I ain't gonna try.
You're like...
I can't even say it right the first time.
But yeah, we've been having a good time on there. So we're gonna get into the hot topics first. Definitely wanted to talk about the election. As you know, election day is Tuesday, November the 5th. They are doing early voting. We're in Illinois, so they are doing early voting in our state.
Up to the day before, I believe.
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna take Maya. I was supposed to take her yesterday, but
I'm going on Monday.
She hasn't registered yet, so I have to take her to register and then.
Oh, that closed.
Huh?
That closed.
No, they still have late registration.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, I should take my mom.
Yeah, so she has to register, and then we're gonna vote. Y'all gotta vote.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for, but we just gotta vote. Especially if you have values and things that you believe in, that you stand for. The worst possible thing you can do with this election is not vote. I know it seems kind of bleak, but gotta vote.
I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and I knew
we were
gonna have to talk about it.
We gotta talk about it. It's a mess. Like I believe in Kamala. I believe in what she stands for. I believe she has no reason to fuck us over. She has no reason to.
Unlike the other.
Right, exactly.
He's literally only looking. He wants access to things, and he wants to literally set us back 100 years.
That do not benefit us.
And just
the things that you're trying to access and trying to take away and fuck with do not affect us positively in any way.
No. And I think my biggest issue is just the fact that just like in 2018, you start seeing the true colors of people simply because he's running.
Yeah,
simply because
folks
he's
whacking
running.
My ass, baby. Y'all was feeling yourselves. I'm telling you, I am concealed and carrying.
I wouldn't try this go around. I just said I need to go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna see if because the lady I went through, she does free classes.
Oh
so
yeah.
All you have to do is pay for your permit, your FOID, and your she does the application for the FOID. So your FOID I think is like $10, and then your actual CCL is like $150.
Yeah, I hate guns, but I think
I do too. Nobody hates guns more than me, but I have 2 kids, and yeah,
Agreed.
Run up, get done up.
Agreed.
So yeah, just vote. That's all I can tell y'all. Vote. I hope I'm not muffling my. If I am, I hope I'm not muffling my mic because I got the oversized situation going on. But
isn't her outfit cute, y'all?
Thank y'all. It's so comfortable.
We love being cozy. If y'all
For real,
can't
especially
tell.
this weather.
Yeah.
I was so mad because Halloween it was so fucking cold. We did like 2 blocks with wind and took our ass in the house.
At least it wasn't snowing. Normally
That's
it's
true.
snowing.
That's true. But it was just the fact that it was 80 the whole week and then get to Halloween and it's like 40.
Oh, while we're on the topic of Halloween, this is to what is this generation called? Gen Z.
Are they Gen Z? Gen Y?
That's Gen Y, Gen whatever is after us. You all are weird. Let me tell you something. Let's talk about the clubbing world. Let's talk about the bar crawl and bar hopping world. Everyone knows that when Halloween falls on a weekday, you celebrate the weekend before. So case in point, last weekend, y'all should have been outside. There's no reason that come November 1st and November 2nd, Friday and yesterday in Wicker Park, it was so many people in costume. We were in Pilsen. Everybody in there had a costume on. And I'm like,
I did. But I think it's just the year. I saw an influx of parties for this
yes.
weekend. Yeah, definitely.
And it don't make no sense.
I think folks like
do that shit last week.
I think just because of the way it fell, it was like too early to celebrate for some people, and then like I don't know, but yeah. So you just y'all enjoy. I had my ass in the house though. I did all that last weekend. Enjoy. Not to mention that I got stood up, but didn't because I was still outside.
Period.
And he's still on my phone. Ain't getting no play.
That was just for him. So,
yeah. Oh, Dirk. Free my boy, man. Free Dursky, man.
I don't know what happened.
And you don't know what happened?
I saw he got arrested, but I don't. I know it said murder for hire.
Yeah, murder for hire for that get back for Vaughn. I'm not gonna say nothing to incriminate that man. I don't know who killed dude or who had him killed. I just think it's funny how what I really wanted to say was that niggas been doing dirt, are open in the streets about being in the streets. When they come up, it's always when they try to turn things around. They start doing things positively. I just don't feel like it's a coincidence that, he's giving back. He started this foundation that's doing really well. He's giving back to the youth, donating to causes here in Chicago. He made his acting debut on Power. He had this big, huge birthday celebration at the United Center. And then what? The next day, 2 days later, they come and get him. The feds come and get him.
And he knew that was coming for him.
I think so too. But it's just like y'all, they literally wait until y'all are doing well. That's why I recommend when anybody gets on, even me, when I get on, I'm out of here and I'm not coming back. Like, no.
I think the prime definition of doing it right, Chief Keef.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He got up out of here, and the first time he came back was earlier this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look, he did it right.
Mm-hmm.
Half the people who was after him are either long gone or they behind bars.
Mm-hmm. I get the allegiance to your city, and it's not just Chicago. Look at Dolph.
Yeah.
Look, all them people that fell in the South and stuff. Like, y'all are not obligated to come back to these places. Y'all can send y'all love, send y'all contributions, whatever, but y'all are not obligated to be in the same spaces that y'all fought so hard to get out of.
Exactly.
So prayers to that man and his family. It's sad. I think the whole situation is just sad. I think it's sad, and I'm never gonna not hold them accountable because we know the power of life and death is in the tongue. Y'all been rapping about this shit for so long. It's like I'm happy, I'm proud of y'all for turning things around, but it's like y'all, I never liked the drill movement. Never liked it.
I hated it from day one because
that's how we became Chirac, and it's like, yo. Yeah. Y'all niggas ain't going to war for real. Yeah. This shit y'all doing amongst yourselves ain't no war.
No. It's just
it's sad.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have much to say because if it don't pay my bills, I'm not minding it. And I feel like that's also something that I didn't grow up in that world in the slightest form. I've never listened to none of that. I hear it on the radio, I'll hear it in a party by default if I go to it, or if I'm at an event or something that plays it, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, this. Oh, okay, I can bop to this, and that's it.
But how do you
and that's where I leave
do
it.
you feel like the drill movement impacted, especially you being out south? Do you feel like it impacted like life on the south side of Chicago?
So when I started hearing about drill music, it was with King Louis, and I was living on 119th and Wallace. I was living with my sister, and that was back in 2015, I think 2014.
Yeah, that's
or 2015.
about around the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely, being from the north side and being, I guess you can say in some sense I was privileged, because I was just like, oh my God, like, I was that girl. And coming out south, everything was so different to me. And I just literally, I was like, they were like, oh, this, like, people were saying like, oh, come out here with us, come do this with us, come do this. And I'm like, this is cool and all, but this is too, it's too ghetto.
Yeah, and it's crazy because
and it's scary.
It is.
It was scary to me. I'm like, this sounds scary, and I'm not about to hang out with y'all and risk my life.
And it's really unfortunate to me because I've been Northwest. I've been on the Northwest side for most of my life. I was born up north in Rogers Park, and we've been over. Yeah, I thought I told you that.
No.
Yeah, I was born up north. I was raised out west. My grandma lived on Douglas and Independence or something like that. I think they're on Home and Independence or something like that. Somewhere over there.
From over there.
Yeah, I went to North Lawndale.
That's scary.
No, but it wasn't back then. That's why I say I feel like just this whole movement has impacted certain neighborhoods that weren't even like that. Yeah. Southside, I spent most of my childhood out south. I went to church. I was a church baby. I went to church on 38th in Indiana.
That's crazy, and I'm the opposite. What? I mean, my childhood was up north, but like my high school career, shout out to my best friend Courtney, because she's from the west side. So like when I'm coming over here, like wherever you sent me to go get food the other night for the live, I literally was like, oh, I used to kick it over here. I I was driving past. I'm like, oh, I remember this spot over here. Yeah. We're opposite but the same in so many ways.
I think if we were closer in age, we probably would have
crossed paths.
Yeah, we would have crossed paths, definitely. But yeah, just outside. I went to grammar school out south. That was Southwest though. That was like more of a white area. Over there by Summit and stuff. So I went to grammar school over there. But most of my childhood was out south. My cousins lived on like 78th and Drexel or some shit. So we was always at the rink, and it was just like you could be outside, you could walk around freely and like nothing.
I feel that.
So it's sad to see how all of this has impacted those areas. But yeah,
I do have a question.
What's up?
Seeing as I have a 6-year-old, you have a 2-year-old. Teray has started inquiring about wanting to experience taking the train. He's like, Mommy, I want to take the train. And I felt insulted. I didn't let him know that, but I felt so insulted.
Why did you feel insulted?
I feel like to this point in my life, I worked so hard to have a car, to have the lifestyle to be able to drop him off to school, pick him up from school.
He don't know that shit.
He don't know. And that's why I said it's innate. It's in me. I didn't say nothing. I said, okay, yeah, we'll plan it. I said, we'll figure it out. I said, Mommy will figure it out. It's just the trains are really dangerous right now. So let's wait. And he said, okay, I want to be safe. He doesn't like the buses. He did take the bus with my mom. But how do you, when he says that to you, or if he says that to you, how are you gonna feel?
I don't see it for Winnie.
I have
Winnie's
a car.
Ass is like,
why do you need to take the train?
Anything that looks ghetto, he's like. But Maya went through that. What cured that was us losing our car and having to get on the bus and shit. And she's just like, once we got a car after that, she like, no.
She ain't said nothing.
I was like, let's get on the bus and go downtown. She's like, no. Like, we did enough of that. We're good. So I think just taking him to do it a couple times, especially in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
I think he'll be over it quickly.
I think I'm going to park in like Chinatown and then take it underground.
Yeah, he'll be over it.
I'm be like, yeah.
But at the same time, you do have to do that with him so that in the event that something happens with your car, you have to. Right. he'll be used to it, and it won't be such a shock for him.
Yeah, I think if I do it at a certain point in the daytime, I can show him like, okay, we're leaving out the house. This is when we wait for the bus, and this is how we get to the train, and da 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 da.
And also, I think all of our kids should have some familiarity with the transit system. Anywhere you are, your kids should be familiar with the transit system, just in case they are somewhere, get lost, or God forbid somebody takes them. They know how to get to where they need to be, or at least get to somewhere familiar.
Yeah, so, my friend, her dad actually taught us that, I believe, is it Madison and Monroe?
Oh Lord.
It's downtown. It's downtown.
Like, oh no, Madison and Monroe run the same way.
Yeah, you're right. It is. Is it what? No. Dearborn. It's whatever the cross street is. It's with Monroe, but all the corners it resets. It's in the center of downtown, and it's all zeros. It's state. It has to be state. I think it's state. State in Monroe or state in Madison. One of those. But when I learned that, and I learned that when you look through the big buildings, the sky is east. That was how I learned, and I can get anywhere downtown without my phone. I can have a dead phone, no phone, GPS.
Lower Whacker.
The only part I get fucked up on Lower Whacker. Till this day,
I memorized Lower Whacker though, because I was driving Uber, and people kept having me take them through damn Lower Whacker, and so I had to memorize it in order to be able to get us out of there. But the first couple times, baby, I'm looking at them, they looking at me like, bitch, I don't know.
What time frame of Lower Whacker do you like or hate the most?
I probably hate being down there in the day.
Yeah. It's a little scary at night.
It's a little scary at night, but
everybody turns into a race car driver because it's like tunnels and it's like zoom, zoom.
I can see that. But it is a little bit more clear. Yeah. So it's not as much traffic, so you can see down.
Agreed.
But yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, that couple times of that shit, I'm like, look, I have to memorize this and figure out one way that, like, if you just keep going straight, eventually you'll
come out.
Right. You'll come out. So like, even if
you come out by the old post office, I think.
Going
west, because it's east to west.
No, it's north to south.
Really?
Mm-hmm. North to south.
Cause I take it from Lakeshore.
Yeah, it's north to south. Because you're going north on Lakeshore.
That's how crazy it is. That's how crazy it is. I didn't even realize it turns.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's what'll fuck you up. But if you don't know it,
because I've only
just go straight.
Right, because I've come on. I've entered it from like Franklin and coming off of like, well, you know, when it says to go to 290 or go to I'd Wells, that's where I enter it. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so go straight. If you don't know, don't turn down nothing. Or what's that? Is that Michigan? Or Illinois?
Illinois runs under Michigan.
Right. If you turn on Illinois, you'll figure it out. But once you figure your way out, get back up top. Don't go back down. Don't go back down, because everything makes sense to you up top. But it's just when your GPS, your dumbass GPS, gonna tell you to go down. Do not go down. So if you're ever visiting Chicago and your phone tells you to go on Lower Whacker, don't. You can go to wherever you need to go. Stand up on Upper Whacker. Yeah, I'm glad we talked about that.
God bless us.
Yeah, I'm glad we talked about that. If you're visiting Chicago, do not get on Lower Whacker. Do you watch Baddies?
No,
I don't either.
No,
I think Zeus needs to burn to the ground. Sorry, not sorry.
Natalie Nunn is
she's gross, bro. She's so gross, and that's me as somebody that's been watching her since her season on BGC. Bad Girls Club.
That used to be my show.
She is gross, and she used
ruined
to get
it for
walked.
Me. She literally ruined.
I've been done with her since she used to lie and say that she dated Chris Brown. I've been through with her since that day. Yes. If you know, you know. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I've been through with her since that day. Such a lie. Everything that comes out her mouth is like, ugh. On one hand,
excuse me.
On one hand, I'm happy to see a Black woman that built something for herself, whatever, even though it's on the backs of Black women's trauma. But on one hand, I'm just always proud of a Black woman that did that. On the second hand, I don't even feel like if it wasn't so lucrative right now to identify as a black woman, I don't feel like she would. Because I remember her season on BGC when she
wasn't identifying as black as first.
Exactly. She was like, I'm Puerto Rican and some shit. Puerto Rican and Filipino or some goofy ass shit.
That kitchen in the back of your head says otherwise.
Right, but I remember her making fun of a dark skinned girl that was on there talking about she look like a monkey. Look, ooh, ooh, ooh.
I remember that.
I reposted the clips. Like,
I remember that.
She has never been about black women. So to see what she's doing now with black women's trauma is not surprising at all. But this whole situation with Krishan and Taseki is, number one, disgusting. That Zeus would even air this or use this for views. Number two, I'm happy they did, because there's definitely a conversation that needs to be had. Definitely. About the whole playing house amongst, and I'm not even gonna say it's just black families. I'm black, so all I can speak on is a black family.
All families have it
I'm
too.
sure, but yeah, I it's definitely a conversation that we've been sweeping on under the rug for way too long. The
playing house.
Yeah, the playing house, and hopefully it's coming to an end. Hopefully this encourages more people, more of our people, to speak on it and come forward and tell their stories to someone, not necessarily even on the internet, not necessarily on a platform.
Clear your trauma.
Talk about it to somebody. Y'all know we are big advocates of therapy here. Get you a therapist. Talk about it. I have had, I've been molested by a family member, and I have not yet, I've been in therapy for 7 years. I have not yet brought it up. And I think when this came about, when this Taseki and Krishan situation came about, it reminded me that I have never spoken about it in therapy. In a therapy setting. So yeah, I think that's something that needs to happen. Yeah. Because I think that could be a source of a lot of things. Yeah. Number one, my hypersexuality.
Yeah. I can see how that affects it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's life, right?
Unfortunately. Well, no, because it shouldn't even be unfortunately, because that's not supposed to be life. Like, yeah.
But I am grateful for living in a time where I'm able to protect my kids from that. Yeah. And also I'm thankful that we have a super small fucking family. Like there are no cousins' houses to go. My kids are like the only kids their age.
Oh yeah.
In our family, there are no cousins' houses to go to. So I love that for us.
I love that for you too.
It gets tough when I need a babysitter, but hey, I'll take that.
Listen,
Teray, I beg my mom a million times over before I send my kids somewhere else.
Teray be with his grandma all the time. Okay.
Yeah, so we live in a time where we don't really have to worry about that or deal with that so much. But there are still people that do have to rely heavily on family, that do have larger families, and like, pay attention to y'all kids. Please pay attention to y'all kids.
I had that. My mom cued the conversation with my dad. Because my mom went off on him. Because when I was a kid, it wasn't so much like molestation, but I definitely got bullied. And I've talked about it with one of my cousins, actually the one who was on live. We've had the conversation where I said, this is how it came to me as my perspective. Looking back on it now, as an adult, the reason that I decided when I saw that it was about to start happening to my child, I'm going to go ahead and remove myself. Did I do it in the proper manner? Absolutely not. It was horrible. It was big. It was a big show. But the reason that I did that, the reason that I said I need to remove, thank you. The reason that I said I needed to remove him is because I'm not going to continue. Like, you guys are coming together and bullying me, and now you're coming together. Your kids are watching what you're going to do. You're saying slick stuff to my baby, knowing he can't understand you in this moment, but I can hear what you're saying to him about me.
Oh, that's
your
shit
mommy
right
doesn't
there.
Bring you. She doesn't like us.
Oh,
she doesn't want you to know us. Stuff like that triggered me.
That's what ended up. That's what happened. I ended up being my cousin ass.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's just like, you got to watch what you say, because I'm not one to be violent, but you never know what can happen when
kids,
you piss somebody off.
Yeah, them kids hit a whole different nerve.
Hit so different.
And what always fascinates me about people is how you have your kids around certain family members, and then you fall out with that family member because they do some fuck shit, and it's like, why do you still feel like you're entitled to be around my kid?
Yeah.
If you've been talking shit about me and talking shit about me on Facebook and shit, what makes you think that I'm finna, hey, so you still free for Saturday? Like,
right.
Are you dumb?
And it does, now what I will say, it does hurt my heart is because since we are family and Belizean culture is so small, our kids are playing together now and they don't even know that they're cousins. Like,
okay.
Teray has played with his cousins, and I tell him, I'm like, well, that's actually your cousin. And I'm not going to keep that from him. Like, that is actually your cousin. I'm not going to say, don't play with her right now. And we don't, on both sides, we don't do that. When they're together, they're together. It is what it is. But no, I'm not busting down nobody's line to say, hey. I think that was how it started with his private birthdays. I just started doing just him because I was just like, I got tired of inviting people to.
I think it's different when there's other kids involved. Like my situation, that bitch ain't had no kids, and so she felt like she was entitled to my kid. But I think when there's other kids involved, I'm big enough to be like, hey, you can drop your kid off or like whatever. But no, I probably still won't send my kid. If this is my biggest thing. If I know you feel the way towards me, I do not trust that you're not going to take that.
Oh yeah, no, you're going to take it out on my child. From being aggressive,
or not even just take it out on my child, or just talking shit about me to my child.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, y'all
I actually went through that. So yeah, I definitely
agree. Y'all gotta stop that shit because that's the first with me. I know that's the first thing that get your head beat in. Because I'm fighting for my image to my kids every day. They already don't like me, so I don't need you commentating them. Like, I know the reason I didn't like that bitch. Speaking of kids, Diddy kids versus Ray J.
Hey, but he deserved that.
Yes,
he deserves that because why are you calling them the Johnson and Johnson twins? He called them.
I didn't know anything about anything that he said about them. I didn't know what
he called
kicked it off.
The Johnson and Johnson baby oil twins.
That's crazy.
And you deserve to get your ass beat.
That's crazy. Because why would you even say that?
And the fact that Chris Brown broke it up.
Listen, I'm not surprised by that though. I'm not surprised by that. Because he's really a chill nigga until he's not. He's really a chill nigga until he's not. So I can see him like on some keep the peace shit now. Somebody would have started, hey, fuck you, Chris. Now that would have turned into a whole different, because that man keep it cute around that brother. You see, they stopped the bullshit.
We got some documentaries to watch.
Oh yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion, Chris Brown.
I saw Chris Brown.
I didn't see his.
That was like years ago.
I never knew about this.
Yeah,
I just found out about this the other day.
That was years ago.
What? I got some catching up to do.
Yeah, but I definitely want to get into that Megan documentary. But I just feel like with Ray J, stay in your place, bro. Because there's a lot of shit on you. While you worried about Diddy, it's a lot of shit on you. Why were you the last person to see Whitney Houston alive? Crickets? Because from where we're all sitting, you were her pusher. You were her dealer. Yeah.
I mean, he did.
And the reason why he do fuck shit all the time. Whenever there's some drugs involved, he's around. You were at Diddy's parties. You were on Diddy's private jets. You were there, my nigga. So why do you have the nerve to say anything, to utter a word?
Did you see the interview with Orlando Brown on Funny Market?
Child, I wish bow wow. I don't care what you into. At this point, you can't sue the man.
I need you to.
I need you to
pull up on him.
Pull up on that brother, because you ain't that high. You gonna keep my name out your mouth. Same with Jaguar Wire. That's why I say God be knowing who to make famous. I guess there's a reason. I guess he's trying to have me do a little bit more therapy before I get to that point, because I promise you I'm pulling up on anybody.
Yeah.
Keep my name out your mouth. I don't speak on you, don't speak on me.
That part.
That's crazy. Why are you sitting here? Like, what is his thing with Bow Wow?
What is his thing with that's my daddy, you my daddy, and I love your pussy. When you are on Open Thoughts and you make Funny Marco look like the sane one actually conducting an interview.
Seriously.
He literally looked like he was actually trying to ask some real questions.
But even with that, like Marco, first of all, editing. Second of all, Marco, how far are you going to take this thing? And I respect him. I respect his everything that he has done as far as content. But how far are you willing to take this thing? Because we're seeing people get sued. We're seeing people get cease and desist letters.
Yeah.
How far are you willing to take this thing? Are you willing to crumble your empire for a couple laughs and likes and clicks and views? Because
I don't think so. I feel like that interview, there was definitely more that said. I don't know if part 2 dropped yet, but
I want to see. I'll be interested. I'm going to be watching to see how Bow Wow handles this, because I wouldn't be surprised if he sent the cease and desist or he tried to sue Funny Marco. Because the thing is, these niggas is broke, and that's what y'all understand when y'all be giving certain people a platform. These niggas is broke. Ain't nobody coming after them. They coming after the people, the platforms, the people that are giving them a platform, the people with the real money.
Yep.
So y'all need to keep that in mind, because y'all see Tasha K still doing her thing, but that debt ain't going nowhere.
In another country.
That debt ain't going nowhere. That debt ain't going nowhere. And it may not necessarily be impacting her right now, but for future things and future moves that she may want to make, it's going to be a hindrance.
Absolutely.
Don't put yourself in that position for a few likes, clicks, and views.
Absolutely.
Please. Beauty trends. How's your hair journey going?
So this is my first time flat ironing it since I cut it, and got it done. It was interesting. I was irritated, because my hair is, maybe it's the illusion, but my hair feels thicker. Like, why are my hair strands so thick, so full? But I do love the shine. I'm still using the Chubby oil. I'm still using the Minoy oil. My scalp is on fire. It's itching like crazy.
Do you have dandruff?
No. I'm so happy I don't have any type of like dandruff or nothing. I don't have dry scalp, none of that. I'm extremely blessed. That's why I said I'm extremely blessed. I'm not even gonna say lucky. I'm blessed because I know Teray deals with it.
Yeah, I have psoriasis.
Yeah, he has dry scalp, and I'm always having to love on his head. But it's interesting. It's new. I think I'm having phenomenon where I keep doing like this, and I'm like, oh, it's nothing there. But I'm enjoying it. My hair looks super shiny naturally.
It looks really pretty.
And I'm also learning that I am not a flat hairstyle kind of girl. Like, I kind of like my hair big.
Yeah.
And I cut time and a half when it came to flat ironing because I have a blowout blow dryer. So I think if I learn how to blow it out properly, I can avoid the flat iron part about probably the whole way. Yeah. My cousin was saying do roller sets and avoid heat altogether.
You could, but what are you gonna do about your roots though?
That's my issue. I'm contemplating a perm.
Do not. You don't see all these lawsuits?
I do. That's the only reason I'm not doing it.
Girl, them peoples is cashing in.
But I do miss having flat ass roots.
I ain't permed my hair in, yikes, gotta be like over 10 years.
I started my natural hair journey in 2013. So
I think
I'm 12 years, just like my massage therapy license.
That sounds like around the same time I did. So yeah. That's not an option for me. I do suffer from psoriasis. I just need to get back into my routine, which I did the past 2 weeks since I took I took my braids down. I've been loving on my scalp a little bit more, and I started back using my H0elloween shampoo. So if you have psoriasis or really dry scalp and you don't know what to do with it, H0elloween shampoo is basically a tar gel shampoo. It smells terrible. There are ways of masking it though. It don't like. It's not. People say it smells terrible. I guess because I'm used to it. It doesn't really smell that bad to me. It smells strong. And so, like once you wash with it, wash and rinse with it, And then by the time you put your conditioner in,
say a conditioner should be
right. By the time you put your conditioner in, you won't smell it anymore. But it definitely helps for the dryness and the flaking. So I do that once a week. Yeah. It definitely works. Jasmine put me on with that because she does my hair and she's like, you have psoriasis. I'm like, no, I just know my scalp dry shit. She's like, yeah, that's why.
That's interesting to know.
So T-gel shampoo. I need to get back into my Haitian my Creole Essence routine. I love Creole Essence, especially their Haitian castor oil. I've been using that for years. And my hair, I was looking, because I did my second chop around this time last year, so September of last year, and my hair was literally like right here, like a little spiky, and now it's down here. So that's kind of crazy for me. My hair it grows at a decent speed, at like regular speed, but it's been growing really fast now. Thank God. Just gotta keep my edges together. And I'm learning how to not place my wig on my edges, so that's better. I'm definitely finna
I had to let that wig go. You remember I did it for 48 hours.
Yeah.
And snatch. I was driving and I was like, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only keep mine on for like 3 days at a time.
That was too long.
Yeah, I keep mine on for like 3 days at a time.
I commend you, girls, because I ain't got to do it.
I ain't got time to be doing my hair every day. I really don't. If leave it up to me, if I had to do my hair every day, I would be wearing a fro or something. I'll probably be wearing a baseball cap every day. I'm a baseball cap girly.
You have seen me
or a beanie
when I don't want to comb my hair, even short. It was in a ponytail.
I'll be wearing a baseball cap every damn day.
Yeah, so I feel that.
As seen on TikTok. You ready? You like, what is this?
Okay. These women is a different breed. This lady came up to me today. She said, listen, baby, I already know you play for the other team, but I don't mind pulling out the strap. I said, girl, what do you think this is? What do you take me for? And what color it is? Because the way this shit going for me, girl, don't sound too bad. You just might be the one. Surprise the Lord. And who gonna do me something? Take down my number.
He said, take down my number. What do you think about that, though? I know times are hard. Like, we was talking about this on the live the other day. Times are hard, but what do you think about that? Do you think, what do you think of women that may be, dealing with men that are openly gay or bisexual, just as a means to, like, have that, I guess, whether it be companionship or just, like, that physical aspect of it?
I feel like I don't know. I'm just stick to your kind.
What do you mean?
I feel like. Wait, repeat the question.
Oh, okay.
Because now I'm getting lost.
So, what do you think of, like, if a woman is like, you know what, this dating scene is trash. I need somebody to just touch on me. I know he gay or he bi or whatever he got going on.
Yeah, no,
but
stick with your team.
Stick with your team?
Stick with your team. Yeah, stick with your team. Okay, I knew I was right.
So if you're straight, stick to being straight. Don't deal with nobody that.
I mean, granted, they probably gonna do it anyway, and they probably gonna take your money, but you got people who look less attractive who will do it for free.
No, but I don't think it's like a monetary thing involved. Just like, okay, say you have a gay best friend, right?
Right.
And both of y'all single, whatever. You get a little hot, y'all drinking, y'all playing, y'all turning up, y'all dancing and shit, and then y'all get to touching on each other.
No,
you wouldn't. But do you think that's weird?
I do think it's weird.
Yeah,
I think it's weird because then what's really going on here? What are you really?
What does that make you, though?
That's my thing.
Okay.
Like, what does that make you? Like, what are you really? And I'm not saying that to like bash nobody, because I've had moments where I tested out the other side of the pond. That's how I know I don't like it.
I wonder if there are women that really fuck their gay best friends.
Yes.
I'm sure they are, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there are, and then they end up in relationships, they end up in marriages. And to those who, oh, we started out as best friends and we had a drunk night one night. Kudos to you, and I love that for you, because at the end of the day, I love love. But when I feel like, I guess it's a difference between it just happening naturally and like building up versus, oh, I'm so sick of this shit, so I'm
horny, so I'm just gonna fuck my gay best friend.
Because that's been a motive on one side or
You
the
think
other.
so?
It's been a plot.
You can just chalk it up to a drunk night.
I still believe this. Drunken actions are still sober thoughts.
Hell, I don't believe that shit, because I've done shit that like I never would have done if I was sober. Like never would have crossed my mind if I was sober.
I've done drunk, anything I've done or said drunk was always, even if it's unsubconscious and it's like, or it's in the back of my subconscious, I should say, and it's just like I don't think about it. Mm-hmm. There's a reason that shit popped forward, because there's a curiosity to it in my head, I guess in my body, it varies in my mind,
based on person. Because
I think so.
I don't think, like, honestly, and I told you this, like I'm a happy, fun, friendly drunk. So you might catch me knowing that I don't fuck with you, but I'll be like, yeah, girl, here, have a drink. Like take a shot with me.
You didn't do all of that, but
hell no,
because she let her live.
No, because my thing, yeah. But even before that, I told her sister that I would. I told her I respect you and I fucks with you. So based on you, if you're around, I'm not gonna let her see her sister get dragged. Yeah. I'm not gonna put her in that position to have to try. Because if you jump in it, I'm swinging. So if you get hit, right, and I don't want to do that to you. So I already made that clear. I already knew that. Yeah. So that wasn't even a drunk thing. But like as far as like how I normally would be with people I don't like, I wouldn't do that with her, because bitch, you lied on me. That's a different kind of like malice I have towards you.
Yeah, I definitely.
But anybody else is just like, if we may not necessarily care for you, I'll be here, bitch, take a shot, da, 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 da. And then you catch me the next day and it'd be like, and then you try to come up and talk to me, hey girl, we had a good time. I'll be like, I'll be lost, like, okay, but why are you talking to me today? That was yesterday. Why are you talking to me today? Like, there's no, oh, I subconsciously like the girl and I low key want to be friends with her. No, I'm just happy and nice as a drunk. Right?
Yeah, I think it depends on the circumstance and the situation, mm-hmm, and what might be happening.
Yeah, definitely. But I think, as far, in my opinion, I could see it. Is it right? I don't really have a right and wrong for people. I can't say whether or not it's right. I think it is strange, mm-hmm, because it's like me. Anytime I'm in the act, I'm thinking like, okay, do we like it? Like, what can I do to like really turn? No, I'll be like, what can I do to like really make this nigga go out of his mind? In my head. I don't be in my head, but I just be like, okay, he like this. What can I do to make this nigga really lose his mind? Like, I'm really trying to steal your soul. What can I do to make him lose his mind?
If you watch the live, she told me to toot and arch, and I tooted and arched.
You tooted and arched?
I tooted and arched, and he was still on his side, and then I somehow ended up on my back with my leg like this. Mm-hmm. And it still worked, because I was tooting and arching.
Mm-hmm. Toot and arch. Anyway. I'm telling you, toot and arch. Woo. Advice of the week: toot and arch. We were talking. It came from the live. We were talking about sideways sex at 3 a.m., which is my favorite. And so she was talking about how like she would have to lift up. I'm like, you shouldn't really
lift up a butt cheek.
You really shouldn't have to do that. It's all, if you just toot it up and arch, he should be able to slip right in there.
You know, this motherfucker heavy though, so sometimes even when I toot and arch, it falls. Like my cheeks.
But he should be in there already.
Together. Right. So I think,
well, if it falls on there while he's in there,
he has to lift it to get in, and then he let it go. Mm-hmm. It was great.
Yeah,
wonderful.
I'm happy for you. But yeah, no, I feel like to each his own. Like, we do live in fucked up times. Times are hard. Dating pool is a cesspool. Do what you feel like you got to do, but just be ready to come with what happens when you cross that line.
Yeah,
because he probably not gonna stop liking dick.
Oh yeah.
He probably not gonna stop liking booty.
I am at that age too where every connection, sex has a connection to me now. When I was younger,
you just fucking. Fucking to be fucking.
Now, I'm giving. It's a soul tie. I'm giving myself to you. So no.
Yeah.
You're leaving with a piece of me, and I'm leaving with a piece of you.
Yeah, I feel
and
that.
I don't want no more covenant.
I feel that. I think that's where I am now because I am starting my abstinence journey back because of the last situation. And basically I was talking to this guy. He's probably gonna see this. I don't care. I was talking to this guy and we made plans. Made plans for Halloween. He was cool. We had a lot in common. He was a little bit older than me, so he was very wise and insightful, and I was able to actually have conversations with him. So that's why I was really drawn to him because it's hard to have conversations with these new niggas. But he wasn't a good communicator. We made plans. He made plans for us, and then he stood me up. And I just where I am now, it's like I have zero tolerance for it because you don't want me to waste your time. And it's so funny because when he was like, don't have me do all this and get these costumes and you flake on me, you change the plans, and then you flake on me and change the plans, and no real explanation, no real notice as to why that he wasn't gonna be able to do it or whatever, just like on some fuck shit. And I'm just like, I have no tolerance for it, I have no patience for it, and just moving on. And we were intimate, it was great, but I just feel like that was a body I could have kept.
Thanks for the dick. Bye.
Bye. Oh, and the table. You put my table.
Oh, and the table.
Bye. But yeah, so I think I don't want any more of those situations. I'm done. I'm past situationships, all that kind of shit. I'm past the whole like, well, let's be friends until we figure out what we really want to do. No. If you ain't ready to be in a relationship tomorrow, and I know that sounds crazy, we say that as a joke, but no, if you're not coming to me saying that, okay, let's go on a couple dates and then be in a relationship, because I do want to get to know you first. I don't want to just wake up and be somebody's girlfriend. He's a fucking serial killer. But no, I'm not doing the whole friends thing, but you still expecting me to throw this ass. So yeah, I am gonna go back on another abstinence journey.
Yeah.
That's about that time. Thank you. About that time.
Are you ready for my video?
Yeah.
I feel like you probably might have seen it.
You have summoned me, I have heard your cries, and I am here. Hundreds of you have asked me to talk about the Taylor business case, which is quite interesting because this case is not new. I believe it's a couple years old. But of course, there's no story told like yours truly can bring it to you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Miss Taylor. And if you don't like the little guts and gore, click off. First and foremost, rest in peace to Shay. I wish you had never had to encounter such a heinous human being. But let's get into it. This is Taylor business. She is 25 years old. She's a wife. She's a mother. And boy, that's a hard 25. As stated, she's a wife, a mother to an infant child, but also has a little boo thing on the side. And her boo thing is Shay, 24 years old.
Whatever they say, he did that shit.
She goes and picks up her boo thing and says, "Come on, baby. Let's go do drugs." So they get the night started with a little bit of meth, and they mix it with trazodone, which is a medicine prescribed for people who have anxiety and depression. Then they decide to go back to Shad's parents' house where they can do more drugs in the basement. After getting high, things start to get a little hot and heavy, and these two were into some kinky things. They like to choke each other as foreplay, and they often use a chain that looked like this. Chad is face down on the bed, and she throws the chain around his neck, and today she just took it too far. Now, Taylor told police she knew she was killing him. He was turning purple and coughing up blood, but she said she was too turned on to stop. This lasted for about 3 to 5 minutes, and when she was done, he had already gone to glory. Soon thereafter, she took certain of his body parts to pleasure herself. Then afterwards, she went to the kitchen, grabbed a few knives, and chopped off his head. And this is all by way of her confession video down to the police station. YouTube it if you would like. After she chopped his head off, she threw it in a bucket she found in the basement, and then she decided to cuddle up with the rest of his body. She described it as very exciting. In addition to calling it exciting, she also said that she was sucking and cutting at the same time. She had little cuts all over her arms and hands from using a kitchen knife to dismember a human body. Do y'all know how hard that is? It's hard to cut through a chicken bone. After hours and hours of chopping away, she gets tired and falls asleep. She's awakened when she hears his parents upstairs, making noise walking around the house. Then she picks up right where she left off, kept chopping a little bit, but she's also collecting his blood in a bucket that she later took a shower with. After her shower, she realized how drained she was, and I guess she said, I'm gonna call it here, but forgets to grab the bucket with his head in it, and she just walks out with his leg. Eventually, his mom goes down to the basement. She sees her child's head in a bucket. She calls the police. The police come over. They find the rest of his body in little grocery bags all around the basement, and some of his body parts are in cardboard boxes. And of course, she's their number one suspect. She was the last person to be seen with him, and it wasn't hard to find her. It wasn't like she was hiding. When they found her, she was sitting in her car bloodied up. And some of the police officers that testified at her trial said that she was very upset when they found her, that she was pissed about leaving his head. She really wanted to take his head with her. Nonetheless, she was charged with murder, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault, and her bail was set at $2 million. Let's go back to her interrogation a little bit. Also, the cops were asking her, like, did you know that you were killing him? There's a reason why they did that, because if you don't have the intent to kill, it's a possibility that it could be manslaughter, and they didn't want none of that. And she responded to the cops that she could feel his heart pounding through his chest, but she just couldn't stop because she was too aroused. And as she's in the room talking to the cops about what happened, she was like, let me ask you something. Have you ever loved something so much that you wanted to kill it? I have those thoughts all the time. And if you get a chance, please watch her interrogation on YouTube. And it's really not an interrogation. She's there acting like she's just talking about, like, yeah, so do you like jam or jelly on your toast? Also, during her interrogation, she's laughing, talking to the cops, saying, have fun finding the organs. Let's fast forward to the proceedings. At a hearing, her attorney pled not guilty and also pled that this was going to be under grounds of insanity. He went on to explain how she was diagnosed with bipolar as a child. Now, I know there's plenty of people walking around dealing with bipolar and they not doing this. So then the court appointed a doctor to do an evaluation to see if she was mentally capable to withstand trial, and the doctor said yes. Her attorney hears this and jumps up, objects, asks the court to push the trial back to allow them time to find their own experts that can testify about her mental capabilities in withstanding trial. When he sat back down, she looked at him and mauled him like a tiger in the zoo. Take a look.
Watch that bitch.
Her attorney filed a request to get off her case. I'm sure we're not surprised. The court did grant it and gave her a new lawyer. Her second attorney requested that she wear a spit hood over her head, and I don't blame you. Her attorney did go on to hire an expert for trial. They hired their own forensic psychologist who said that she even felt the wrath of Taylor, how she was cussing her out, threw a chair at her, and refused to talk about the case. What's also interesting is that she said that Taylor suffered from command hallucinations, voices telling her to hurt herself and others. She also told the court that she did not believe that Taylor was mentally capable of withstanding trial, and the judge said, not today. So the trial continued. So then some of the officers who investigated started to testify, and they talked about how during the interrogation, Taylor was telling them that her man, her boyfriend, was Jeffrey Dahmer. Y'all, Jeffrey Dahmer was dead before she was born. She telling the police that they're in a full-blown relationship. And of course, they confiscated her phone and found her Google searches. She had been searching Jeffrey Dahmer walking into court all sexy. Those exact words. She also Googled Jeffrey Dahmer's butt. One of the next officers to testify was actually one that was dispatched for the 911 call, and he saw when he got there that she had shoved his foot up his chest cavity. She took his organs out one by one and put them in different grocery bags, that she skinned his back with a knife. Now get this, her husband, who she had been cheating on while she was running around here doing all this killing, he wrote a letter to the judge asking for leniency on his wife, saying, Your Honor, she wasn't in her right mind, it was the drugs. Now that's the definition I'ma stick beside. Her father also testified asking the judge to have mercy on his daughter and said that it was the husband's fault because he introduced her to the drugs. Now her dad and her husband are also in prison, but that's another story for another day. The jury only took 30 minutes to deliberate and convict her, and they threw out her plea of insanity. They sentenced her to life in prison without the chance of parole. And y'all know what's next. Her lawyer said that he's filing an appeal. Lastly, her grandmother is raising her 2-year-old son. She also had the baby's last name changed so that he didn't have to grow up in society with this stigma attached to him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on Miss Taylor's business. Do you disagree? Do you think that the insanity plea should have been upheld?
Hell
or do you
no.
agree with all the decisions that the judge made, including her sentencing?
Hell no.
Yes.
I do think that she needs to be treated for her bipolar, but that's the problem that I have about all these documentaries that are coming out. I feel like people like the Dahmer. Obviously, this probably was sparked by the Dahmer documentary in the series that came out a year or two ago, and I feel like we put this stuff out and we promote it, these platforms promote it, and these are stories that a lot of people haven't even heard of. And so you have people that are dealing with more severe mental issues. Like, people were dealing with this shit back in the day, but you have people that are dealing with more severe mental issues and untreated that are hearing about this stuff, and it triggers them. It triggers something in them, and nobody cares. Everybody's just trying to make a coin. Like, let's tell this story and retell it and see how much money we can get off of it. But people are hearing about this stuff and Googling, and they losing their fucking minds.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's sick. So I just like, at what point do we stop trying to profit off of everything? At what point do we stop profiting off of people's trauma?
I don't think anybody ever takes into accountability the
victims' families.
The other side. No one ever takes that into account. It was when I saw that, I was just like, and another one. Because it's just mental health is real, and we gonna say it again.
So you got bipolar, then she's doing meth. That in and of itself. Untreated bipolar disorder and doing meth. And then she hears about Dahmer. Now she's Dahmer's girlfriend. That's why I don't do horror genres in general.
Well, families have sued before, even it's definitely happened before. It's not nothing new. Mm-hmm. They just don't care.
Mm-hmm. So. And they got the money, so it's like,
yep.
It's sick. It's a sick ass world we live in. But prayers to those families and that baby.
Prayers indeed. Lightening up the mood. Yeah. It's story time.
We ain't got time for story time.
We ain't got time for story time.
You see what time it is?
I do see what time it is. Let me tell a quick story.
Okay. Well, I told my story. My story is about how I got stood up.
Oh, well, there's that. I just want to say this to the bitch who decided to come get a massage with me yesterday, claiming that you are a D1 athlete, and that you're too important, and you asked for a healer. I'm gonna send you the picture so you can put it. You asked for a healer massage when you're claiming you're a D1 athlete and you had pain in your neck and you didn't want me to work on your scalp, but the pain is in your scalp. Fuck you. She complained she didn't want to pay, she didn't tip me, and then she proceeded to cut off my manager as if my manager not important. Like, girl, I will fight behind my manager. Please. Let's talk about something. I have a meeting with Rock Nation tomorrow. And I'm important. Girl, we couldn't even Google you. Couldn't Google you, couldn't LinkedIn you. You ain't on Facebook, Instagram. You are nobody. You are nobody. And I don't know who gets a healer with deep tissue and cupping. When you're stating you're in pain, you get a service that is not meant for pain, but then you book 2 add-ons that are meant to heal pain and are gonna hurt because you're in pain. And when you cut me off as if just massage yourself, sis.
So she was upset because she was in pain?
She came out in more pain because the cups were hurting. And I kept reducing the suction, but with cupping, I can only reduce the suction so much. She said, I don't want to do that. Okay. I asked her, I checked in multiple times. She had an 80-minute service. She had multiple times that she could have decided, like, hey, let's just stop the massage. No, she finished the massage.
Oh, girl, get the hell on.
And she was late. So no, fuck
girl, go ahead on. Right.
Did she tip? Hell no, and I ain't want it. Mm-hmm. So fuck you.
I ain't know people was pulling the okie doke with massages too. That's wild.
Girl, they always pull the okie doke. That's wild. As someone who don't get complaints, when I got one other complaint.
That triggered you.
It's a trigger because it's like, stop. I pay money. I've been doing this 12 years. Stop playing on my fucking top. You telling me something and I'm telling you what you're booking is not going to work. I tell you what to do. You say, no, you don't want to do either, which now means you just want to play straight up massage. But yet you still want to keep these 2 enhancements that are going to hurt you. You don't want to listen to me. first of all, if you a D1 athlete on a sports team, whatever the sports team was, because I don't even know at this point. First of all, your body is out of order. There wasn't nothing screaming athlete. And sure, there are big body athletes, but they still have an.
No, she a big body beings.
They still have a structure to them, even if they're on the heavier side, that you can tell, like, oh yeah, this is an athlete. Yeah. When I touch you, I'm gonna know. No part of her body felt like an athlete.
She's a scammer. Just giving scammer.
You going to Rock Nation to see who?
Whom? Shabbat.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
I'm done.
What's your jam of the week?
Megan Act 2. Rock
been on
Steady,
that.
to be precise.
Yeah, you've been on that, Megan.
I'm on her.
That made you feel a little better.
I love Meg. And then I opened my Instagram and she's twerking on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm ready for her to get rid of that wig though. Yeah, I'm tired of wig. But love it down. Residuals is my jam for the week for the past 52 weeks. Okay. I can't get that damn song out of my head. He put crack in that song. That song is so good. I love that damn song. Maya hate to see that damn song coming. I will listen to that shit 4 times back to back. I'm obsessed with that damn song.
I agree.
But yeah.
I agree. I'm gonna need you to put it down.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what? I can't even hold you, because when the song is good, a song is good.
The song is good, and it's been good for a year. It's been a whole year. And it was funny. Somebody said, I saw on Facebook, they was like, "Your Man Ain't Me," or what's that song? "Ain't No Way."
Oh yeah.
Your Man Ain't Me or "Ain't No Way."
I like Your Man Ain't Me.
Exactly. Everybody said Your Man Ain't Me. I feel like residuals makes me feel the same way I felt about Your Man Ain't Me.
Yeah, that was.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's another episode of the Unserious podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you join us at Unserious_the_pod for Fuckery with Friends on Fridays, every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard. We are on Spotify now.
Whoop, whoop.
Coming to Apple and other platforms soon, so you can listen to, if you can't catch us on YouTube, you can listen to the episodes and the lives on Spotify. Link in the description. See you guys next week. Bye.